Now, I'm not a casual Bravo fan like some of those girls. I'm a real hardcore Bravo Real Housewives of anything fan. I watch all of them. So I've done a deep dive on Mrs. Wendy Osefo before. Now, the only reason I've done a deep dive on Wendy Osefo before is solely because of how she acted towards Mia. Now, I liked Mia. Was she a pathological liar? Absolutely. Was she kooky? Hell yeah. Were her feet big? Yes, they were, but that's besides the point. I did a deep dive on Wendy back then because I wanted to see how they interacted when they first met each other, because I had to make sure after that little incident at the table with the water throwing. I said, damn, Wendy's been a bitch since day one with Mia. And I said, something in the milk is not clean there. This woman is always talking about her 6 degrees, which there is nothing wrong with that. Be educated, Black woman. We love that. And then everybody tried to clock it as colorism. And I couldn't quite agree with that, but I also didn't have a stance as a light-skinned woman. I was not here to tussle with y'all about that because who would do such a thing? But the moment that I knew that Wendy Osefo, something was not clean there, was when she got on the cameras and lied to us about that surgery. She lied to America. Babe, you didn't have any ass back there. We know you touched something in your hind parts. Whether it had been just a little bit of fat, a full BBL, something was going on with your hind parts, my love. And that's perfectly fine. But you looked at us and you lied. And then you tried to make Mia feel bad about her surgeries, and she rattled those bitches off like a child's Christmas wish list. Then, Wendy holds herself to such a very high standard, as she should. She's an educated Black woman living in America and the daughter of immigrants. She should hold herself to a higher standard, but that seemed to be the only thing that she was giving. But then I started noticing, I'm like, okay, the clothes, and then the rinky-dink businesses that Eddie was always kind of willing to just go along with. I said, where's that coming from? Because you might have been a correspondent every once in a blue moon on a major news network, and that's amazing in itself. Or you might have been a part-time professor at Johns Hopkins University. Also an amazing feat. I am not taking away from any of those by any means. But the money aspect wasn't adding up for me. And the way she acted when Nyeka came to the cast, and I wanted to see more from Nyeka and her husband. Her husband is fine. I would love, please, get him back on the screen immediately. Call her back up. But then I thought to myself, did you not want this woman on the show? Not only because she too was a fellow Nigerian, but because she was an attorney and you were doing fraudulent things the whole time? Is that why, Wendy? I have so many questions, y'all. I go deep with the Real Housewives of anything.